I'm showing here who is the woman who gave guarantees for the monster, this monster who murdered 3 members of my family. So she came at first to my home in country to help prepare lunch and stuff like that, to help my family. There is my father and my grandparents, but it turned out that she's a psychiatric patient, and that she was poisoning my family, 3 members of my family, with mercury. So this woman, this is their Facebook page. So this woman is her sister, and this is husband of that woman. And she lives in the place where my brother, who is a priest, lives. That place is called Ćuprija in Serbia. And she heard that my brother is looking for some woman who will take care of my family, and she basically, by introducing her sister, at first she said that her sister is her friend, then after that said it's her sister actually. She basically gave guarantees that her sister is a normal person. So first off, as a psychiatric patient, you cannot take care of anyone. She lied that her sister is a normal person, so she's a psychiatric patient, as I said, and I also had information that she is also a psychiatric patient. And I think this is true because when I wanted to move my father to nursing home, I reported both her sister and her as psychiatric patients, and doctors simply avoided answering that. So this is most likely the truth, and by her behavior, because they were visiting my father during some celebrations, and she also admitted when I was waiting on bus station with her, she admitted that she's extremely nervous when somebody's talking bad about her, bad things about her, and in general, as I said, her behavior is extremely strange. So quick changes of I don't know what's the correct word in English. So from 0 to 100. This is how it is called. So she's at times happy, and just like that she's sad. I mean, this is what I noticed by just seeing them like 2 times a year. I can imagine what will happen if I was meeting them more often. So this woman gave implicitly guaranteed that her sister is normal, and I tried to have sort of agreement with them. I offered them when this monster was on psychiatric hospital on treatment. I offered them to just move her from my home, and I won't sue them or anything like that. So they refused, and this guy, her husband, said that if we don't take care of that monster, this was when all 3 members of my family died. I mean, after they were murdered, and he said that if we don't take care of her, of that monster, they will take care of her, but they will take the property that will belong to her. So, as can be seen in other videos, all instances of prosecution and courts were brutally breaking the law, because Interpol is involved since 8th of July 2019, which can be seen in my YouTube, sorry, my Twitter account. So here is the link, and if you go to tweets and replies and go to the bottom, you will see that I contacted Interpol on 8th of July 2019, and right after that police forwarded my crime report. So police guaranteed that they forwarded that crime report to prosecution, higher instance of prosecution office, and by doing that they guaranteed that there was a suspicion that crime was committed, and before that they refused to do that, to forward my crime report for let's see, 6 months. So right after I actually reported the top of Ministry of Interior, and 24 hours after that they simply forwarded my crime report. And not just that, they also confirmed that they forwarded that report, and the one who confirmed that was I think that he's still a chief of the police department in the city, in the area where my father lived, which is unusual. That is done usually by a regular police officer, but in this case, the one who confirmed that was chief of police department. So they know what's happening now. So I even involved now FBI, as can be seen in my account. So these are material evidence, pieces of evidence. So I called FBI, European Commission, and NATO. They all ignored me, and at the end I contacted United States Department of Justice, because, as can be seen in this video, the whole thing goes straight to the United States Embassy. I mean, it was somebody who was ambassador at the time, during Slobodan Milosević era. So that guy was, name of that guy is William Dale Montgomery. And long story short, those people are friends of one of Milosevic's closest associate, who is shown also in this 23-24 in this video. So this guy, former Minister of Science or something like that in Milosević era. So they are close friends with this guy, and he betrayed Milosević, doing huge favor to not just United States, but a lot of other Western and Western European countries, NATO, countries who are members of NATO. So they owe him a huge favor because of that. So he he was the one. Nobody. I found only, I think, one article from like, I don't know, 15 years ago. This article is also here in somewhere here in the video, where Milosević directly accused this guy of, that's the article. So he accused that guy that so this is actually what's written here. So Milosević accused Ivković of betrayal and of betraying him, and he's the one who is responsible for Milosevic's arrest and export to Hague, to court in Hague for former Yugoslavia, and the main problem for these people is that she guaranteed for her sister, if she haven't done that, then everything will be fine. But if investigation was properly done, then she will be also questioned. So she is actually maybe even more responsible, because she was a teacher of gymnastics in the school, so teacher. Unlike her sister, who doesn't practically have any education, maybe some, I don't know, elementary. So she guaranteed, and she will probably go to jail together with her sister. And of course, if again there was a proper investigation, it will lead to this guy Ivković, and then it will lead to another guy that I mentioned, so that ambassador, and they simply want to do that, to allow that. So this is the guy, William Dale Montgomery, former American ambassador in Belgrade. So this is why they're in a big trouble now. And I just created this as a separate video, because again I explained everything about them here, but I need to have a separate video about this woman, so that it's not buried within this video, as she's the basically key. She's the main reason why everything is happening. I mean, if there were no so important players in this case, then everything probably would be different. But I mean, all instances of prosecution, police, even though my father was a police officer in reserve, all of them ignore me, especially now when I proved that they are hiding information. I recorded everything in recently. So I proved that they simply ignored all the evidence I sent. So these are those recordings of when I was calling them. We had phone calls, and I recorded everything, and they admitted everything. They didn't know that I'm recording. Of course, they have a right to do it, even according to United Nations Declaration of Universal Human Rights. When I can do that when I'm protecting some, defending some of my human rights. In this case, right to private property. So I think that this is all regarding this woman. So one more time, her name is Olgica Mikić. I know how to translate her name. This is a diminutive from Olga, which is a popular name, sort of popular name in Russia. So I think that this would be all, and of course this, I forgot to mention this guy. So her son Miljan, he is this guy Ivković that I mentioned was his mentor when he was working on his PhD, and probably when he was working on BSc, and I think that he has MSc. And I will now, after this, create video on him, on her son, because he is also important part of that chain, if I can call it that way. But regarding this woman, I think I included everything relevant. I mean, I basically refer to this and repeated some things that I mentioned here. Okay, so that would be all regarding Olgica Mikić from Ćuprija, Serbia. And maybe I should just show Ćuprija. This is where my brother lives now. So here it is. And this is how everything started. So So this is basically it. I want to show it on Google Maps, and that would be all on the topic of Olgica Mikić.